Okay, so what is meant by setting the stage? Okay, what do you think is meant by setting the stage? It is actually to create an environment for something to happen, right? It's to create an environment to make something happen. So I don't know how many of you have heard about the story of seeds being planted in two different environments. Okay, so for those of you who haven't heard of that story, let me tell you very briefly. Okay, once a farmer got a pack of seeds with the same potential. And so what he decided was he divided the seeds into two equal halves. And one half of it, he planted it in a very fertile soil, like fertile soil in terms like very nutritious soil with adequate sunlight and adequate water resource. And he also made sure that it's being watered regularly and adequately. And as expected, the seeds, they sprouted so quickly with, uh, you know, they grew very healthy and started giving out the harvest, uh, in the way beyond expectation. Okay. But and surrounded by other plants, they all grew up. They grew tall and strong, deeply rooted, and they grew to reach out the sky. Okay, and blossomed beautifully. But what about the seeds that were, and the other half of the seeds were actually thrown in a very dry soil. Okay, but dry soil in terms like, and no attention was given for them, no resources was provided for them, no nutrients were supplied to them. Poor seeds, they strived hard to thrive, but then still they failed to. They couldn't grow beyond a few inches. Okay. So what does this story tells us about? Okay,
Let's discuss
irrespective of
further.
having the same potential, irrespective of having the same potential, they show different growth patterns. Okay. So that is solely because of the two different environments in which they were put to grow, right? So that the story tells us how important it is, the environment we live in. Okay, how important it is to set the environment right for all of us. Otherwise also, when you think about it logically, you can understand, right? For even if the student is a very average student, if he or she is put in an environment of constant support and encouragement, motivation, and when adequate resources are all provided for him, even if he's an average student, he would outshine, he would excel in what he is supposed to perform, right? But if even if the he or she is an individual of high potential and high capability, but is exposed to constant criticism and negativity, and and when the resources are not provided for them, they will always thrive to succeed, but the journey would be so difficult, or maybe even fail to excel, and not as much as the one who was provided with everything and when where the environment was set in for them. So it is the same with, so I take you all as seeds in the story. Okay, so and who all has been brought to me. So as a mentor, I think it is my duty to set the environment right for you all. But one thing is that this, I will not be able to fulfill this duty of mine if you don't, if you're not open to receive what I have to provide to you. You also need to be open, right? You also need to reciprocate. You also need to respond to what I have to tell you or what I tell you and I provide you. Okay, only then that I'll be able to guide you and mentor you, isn't it? I'll be able to do that mentorship properly and set the environment right for you all to, grow and flourish. So all I want to demand from you all is that openness, that open mindset, And I would always ask you and request you to respond and reciprocate to whatever messages or whatever discussion we are in. That is the prime uh, reason called this discussion in. Okay, to make you understand the importance of that. Okay, and uh, because that is very important. Only if you are open and if you are free to talk to, that I'll be able to know you all better. Okay, unlike the seeds in the story all were of the same potential, right? But in your cases, in our scenario, you all are different individuals with different potential. Doesn't mean that one is above other or one is weaker than the other, but every person has got their own strengths, their own weaknesses. And but you are all on a journey together now, that you are all on a journey to crack that NEET MDS examination. So, wherein I am assigned the mentor role to guide you and help you out with the areas you are struggling in. So, if I need to help you out with it, I need to know you better. I need to know your strengths, weaknesses, and everything. Okay. So, if there are 68 members in the group, all 68 of you would be different. But it is important that we get to know each other. So, that is why this discussion was called for. So only if that happens, that I'll be able to, help you to put in the right track and be in the right track until the last lap. And believe me, friends, uh, do you know what is the most challenging uh, task in front of you when you start your journey in NEET MDS? The most challenging one. Okay, most of you would be thinking completing the syllabus system, but I would say it's not the most challenging. Okay, the most challenging task in front of you is to be consistent in your efforts and preparation. Okay, if there are 20 people here in this discussion room, maybe all 20 have the same vigor and energy in preparation. And after a week, only 15 will have the same. After a month, it will further get reduced to 10. And who knows, at the end of the lab or when the exam really comes, how many of you would be there to even appear for the exam? So that is the scenario that happens always. Okay. So I know many of you will have that iota of doubt, and that will be there always until the last day of the exam. Okay, if it is really possible for me, I'm doing my internship period. I only have 4 to 5 hours of time to dedicate to be dedicated to studies. And there are thousands, hundreds and thousands of students who are appearing for NEET examination. So will I be able to grab that merit seat? Okay, what am I saying? So all these thoughts would be there in your mind, right? Even now, many of you would be sitting out with these thoughts. But do you know where your possibility of grabbing that merit seat is? It depends on how consistent you are in your efforts. Okay, so because consider an institution where 100 students have enrolled for NEET MDS preparation. How many do you think that will be seriously into it? How many do you think would be completely dedicated into the preparation? Okay, take the current scenario, the where we have called in for a meeting. Okay, I think we are now a group of 68 members. How many do you think have turned up for this? Okay, it might be, I'm glad that it is some, I think I can say around 25, 30. But then it is always a scenario. But if you consider an institution with 100 students who have enrolled for NEET MDS preparation, I can vouch on anything that 2025 maximum 30 would be only the ones who would be seriously into it and who would be giving their 100% dedication to it. When I say 100% dedication, uh, guys, I don't intend to say that you have to sit and that 20, 25 or 30 will be sitting and reading for 12, 14. I don't insist you to sit and read for 12 or 14 hours a day. And I am a person who believes that always quality outrules quantity. It's not that quantity is important. Quantity is well and good. If you can cover up so much of portions in short time, it is always well and good. But always quality is better than, it always outrules quantity. So it is not about the number of hours you sit and study. It is all about how effectively and productively you are doing it. So that is it all about. Okay. So how consistently and how much, with how much dedication you are doing it, with how much focus you are doing it. So that is what is meant by being in track. Okay. So here, the prime purpose of today's discussion is to help you bring out the best out of you by helping you all to be in track. Okay. And to do that, there are certain elements which are of prime importance, which play a very important role, and that elements that are to be developed, okay, within yourself and among ourselves to help each other, okay, along the process and to come out successful at the end of the day. So let us see what these elements are that needs to be developed. So yeah. So what are the elements that are to be developed, that need to be developed uh, in course of time to help ourselves to be in track? Okay. So these are the ones. Okay. The first one is connection. Second one is vision. Then of course the resources and timetable. So these are the elements that needs to be worked upon to help ourselves to be in track. And only then, okay, friends, like I'm pretty sure that if you are able to be in track right from the day one until that last day just before the exam, you will see success. That is for sure. Okay. The failures we face are just because of that derailment. It is not necessarily because you failed to finish the portions that has been told to you. It may be because of the emotional turmoil in between. It may be because of the tensions because once you start taking something seriously, tensions and emotional overwhelming, all these things will start to creep in. Okay, and that is quite natural and very normal once you start on a new journey or once you start taking something seriously. So it can it, so these scenarios also make you derail from the path. So the entire purpose of forming this WhatsApp group uh, is to help you with all of this. It is not merely an educational platform. I mean, the WhatsApp group, okay, which we have formed with the 68 members for the time being, is not merely an education. It's not merely for just sharing the questions and answers and all that. It is to share and discuss each and everything under the sun which bothers you along this journey of preparation. And if it is something that is difficult for you to be, discussed among all 16 members, you're always free to message me privately. And of course, that will be addressed in a subsequent session, okay, without your name being mentioned. But my aim and my task is to help you all be in track. Okay. So this I'll not be able to do this without forming a proper connection with each of you. Okay. Uh, okay, I'll only be able to guide you. I'll only be able to provide that emotional support, motivation, or inspiration, or maybe a doubt regarding a syllabus. Even that can be clear to you only if you are open about it, if you only disclose it with me, right? So that it's that important to build that trust and rapport uh, to help yourself out in this journey. So utilize all what is being provided to you. Okay, make use of the WhatsApp group, make use of the community that we have formed now. Okay, if you just want, if you have joined this WhatsApp group just for the materials or the updates that that happens in Edentu, that it did not have the, in my, what I mean is that WhatsApp group, the whole purpose of WhatsApp group is not needed, because you can just subscribe the YouTube channel, or maybe you can just follow the Instagram page where you will be updated, and where you get access to all the contents in Edentu. So the whole purpose of WhatsApp, forming this WhatsApp group, is not purely educational. Of course, we can discuss questions and answers and everything there, but most importantly, we'll have to form a connect and rapport there. Okay. And also, eventually, once after you start, everybody starts interacting later on. Like, you will start to identify your like-minded people and whom you are comfortable with, not necessarily myself, but among your fellow beings, with whom you can collaborate, with whom you can start studying as group. Believe me, friends, like group discussions and studies, no, it will benefit you like anything, because a concept that is being discussed with your colleagues will stay in your head and mind forever, lifelong. Okay, that is like 10 times more effective than sitting and reading and trying to understand it alone. So, and also for those who have already understood a concept, okay, for those who have already knows answer to a question, so such those people can help your fellow beings. Okay, so how much ever you share your knowledge, that much it gets etched in your mind and in your brain. Okay, never ever you're going to forget it. So today the examination pattern is all about making the concepts clear. Like, those who have the concepts and ideas and the things very clear in their mind is going to top the exam. So it's not about mugging up. So share your knowledge with your fellow beings, indulge in healthy competition, form study groups. So this will not happen overnight, but it needs that initial initiative to interact and respond and reciprocate in the group or in the platforms that is being provided. And I really appreciate all those who are present here for this discussion day, because that is an initiative that has been taken from your side. I really do appreciate it. And connection, it is forming that connection, fostering that connection within the community. It is so important in the networking aspect also. Okay, consider this platform as an opportunity to network also, not for the purpose of cracking the NEET MDS examination alone, but in the future also. Okay, do you know, like, I think growth doesn't happen without forming connections. Okay, without having a connect. If you take my life as an example also, every single opportunity that has come in front of me, the consultations I go for, or even the college I studied the NEET MDS. I mean, no, not the NEET MDS, the college I did my perio, like how the way I could select which college I wanted to go, and the information I got for it, and information regarding, what to study, how to study, and presently the consultation and the clinics which I visit, and even sitting here as a mentor to you all, like the uh, getting into it and do. So everything was through my connections, through the connections I got along the way. Okay, so that much important is networking nowadays. And I don't think anybody can, you know, they might be able to grow, but it will take a lot of time. And I don't think anybody can prosper without forming, connections and without networking. You will need the help of that friend of yours, when once you start up your clinic, or once to deal with a difficult case, or maybe to, get that important information when you're I'm not saying struggling, but when you're trying to get abroad. So in five scenarios, you will get you need connections to help you out with. Okay, who knows? Like, a person now in this discussion would be the tomorrow's famous orthodontist or maybe prosthodontist. So like we need help from everybody, our fellow beings. So consider forming connection in this group is that important for networking purpose also. So it is not only short term, but for long term also, it will all make sense. So be open, be open to discussions, be open to interactions. Always take that, a fraction of second of yours to respond to the messages that comes in, and which is very important for your growth, and especially for this immediate goal of yours, that is to crack this NEET MDS examination. Okay. So coming over to your mission, like now it's my mission too. So we have now that mission in the sense the task that we need to do, right? That means to crack that NEET MDS examination or to grab a merit seat in MDS examination. Uh, But how many of you have really thought to yourselves that if you have a vision or not regarding that? Okay, what is meant by vision? Vision uh, is actually, when we speak about vision, it's like a long-term perspective, right? It is a dream that drives us to work towards. So if you ask me, I would say a mission without a vision is just a plan without a purpose. So in the scenario, where lies its importance is that now you all know and you are all gearing up to start your preparation towards cracking NEET MDS examination or grabbing a merit seat in NEET MDS examination. But do you know which subject you want to master it? Where do you place yourself after this 3 years of MDS or maybe 5 years of MDS? Which is the subject that you are really interested in? And how do you want to carry it forward in your future? Because you know, once after you dedicate that 3 years of time into your MTS, that is where your life is going to be, and that is what is going to give you your bread and butter. And it is like you will have to do that until your last breath, okay, isn't it? So it is always good that we choose something that we love, okay, so that we never get tired of it. So that subject which you want to master it is okay, you will have to look into the current demand and all, but demand and current scenarios, change, uh, it keeps on changing, isn't it? So change is the only constant thing, something like that they say, right? So it's similar to that. So things like that change. But now that you have seen all the clinical subjects, you have been into clinical postings, you know all the subjects, so you know where your liking is, where your heart is, where you are skilled at, and where you will shine. Okay, so everything you will have an idea. Some will be so good at teeth setting, some will be so good at tooth preparation, where some will be so good with the endo works. Others would be so passionate about surgery. So the passions and desires and things, they keep on change. I mean, they are different for different people. So like you always have to take that also into consideration, because this is with which you are going to live for the next 30 or 40 years. So you should not get tired of it. You cannot escape from it. So do you have that vision in your mind? Okay, what subject that I want to master it? So once you decide on that subject you want to master it, you then will be able to decide, and will at least we can try deciding the colleges that will give the best training for that subject. It's true that a lot of MDS colleges, I mean colleges are there which offers MDS courses, but then for a particular subjects, certain colleges will have excellent departments. Like so, you will have to have an idea about that. Of course, you can make use of the info. You can get information from the faculties available to you, whether the college faculties or the faculties at Edentu can help you out with it. For my case, the I joined for when I was joining for MDS. Beforehand itself, I always wanted to do perio, and beforehand itself, I knew the colleges that offered best training in perio. So I already had an idea. Okay, if perio was a seat of not that high demand, but still I wanted to go for it, because I wanted a clinical subject with more of academic prospects. Even if it is into research, okay, for like more of academic prospects. That's why I selected Perio. So I already had an idea which all colleges offered the best training in terms of Perio, which all colleges had the best departments in Perio. So I knew which rank, okay, approximately I should be in to get that seat. Okay, so because I'm not telling you to that you can so put in less effort, nothing like that. But you should club in all these factors and have a proper vision ahead of you. So that, but for a person who wants to crack an endo merit seat will have to put in a little more effort, than a person who is so passionate about perio. So that's what I mean, intend to say. So you will get an idea that what rank should I fall in? So how much should my effort is? So that vision, so that lies the importance of having that vision. So I want you all to have that vision in your mind. I'm not saying before you start your preparation, because we are planning to start it by November 1st, but at least in the 2 months period, once you start with your preparation, in the first 2 months period, you should be able to figure out where lies your potential, which subject you have to go for. And I'm not saying you will have to pick on one subject alone. You can have multiple options, of course. If not this, this. And if not the second one, C. So you can have multiple options, but you should have a priority. So that will help you to determine where should you fall in the rank list. So that is what I intend to say. So for those of you who have not thought about it, start thinking about it right now. Okay. So now, assuming that you have a mission with a vision. Okay. But so then I would call it as a goal. Okay. Now you have a set goal. But what if that goal is simply there without a proper plan that is practical to be executed? Then it remains just a wish, right? So there lies the importance of formulating a plan of study. Okay, the timetable, the subjects which you have to focus on, the how to, uh, form a daily routine, a set a routine to bring the maximum out of you. So there lies the importance of all these things. So moving on to the most important ones first. First thing is the daily routine. Okay, when I say about daily routine, you are all interns. So I would like to ask you, like, when can you all wake up in the morning? I don't know how many of you have attended my previous sessions, because in my previous sessions I have discussed the importance of all these things, having a fixed routine and everything. I'm not going in depth regarding all of it, because I've just planned to take this session for 30 to 45 minutes with more, you know, with more focus on uh, what utilizing the or improving your connectivity connections. Okay, so I'm not taking more of that time, but let me ask you one thing, that will you all be able to wake up at 6 o'clock? Will it be? That's why when I ask you certain questions, no, I need to see your faces at least. That's why I asked to uh switch on your video mode. Even if you don't give me reply verbally. Okay, will it be possible for all of you to wake up at 6 o'clock? Because only if I get to know about each of you that I'll be able to formulate a timetable. That's why I'm asking. Now that I don't see any of you in the video, can you give me answers in the group? Okay. Is it possible? So, because I think waking up at 6 o'clock is the most liberty that I can give you as a NEET MDS aspirant. Okay. So, taking into consideration, I've already told you, respond to the messages, respond to the discussion. Okay. Otherwise, I'll not be able to help you out with. So, this is a timetable that I had set according to my convenience. It For a person who wakes up at 5, you have always a freedom to dedicate more time towards study. That is all depending on you. But for me, like, I thought 6 o'clock would be, I'm not a very early morning person, but then 6 o'clock would be ideal. And the first 30 minutes I have dedicated towards freshening up, where I would ask you to indulge in activities that will keep you stress free and that will help you to be healthy. So, like prayer or meditation, or maybe a glass of hot water, and that take some time to settle in. Okay. And then the next 1.5 hours. Okay. When does the posting starts actually, the timing? Is it 8:30 or 9? Assuming it to be 8:30, I have put the timetable as 6:30 to 8 o'clock, and that is for 1.5 hours revision of the previous day topic. And, believe me, guys, like it has helped me a lot in my preparation journey, like revising the previous day topics. Okay, it helped me retain whatever I have studied in my memory. I mean, yeah, in my memory. So I would also recommend the same with you, like dedicate some time of your day towards revision of the previous day topic. And I would say the first hours of the day, because you will be fresh, your brain will be fresh. When I say revision, I don't mean that you have to go through the entire portions again. It's just right, I just want you to recollect in your brain whatever you have studied in your head, just whatever you have studied, and you might feel some hiccups in between, where which shows that that concept is not yet clear, or you have forgotten that particular name of the bacteria, or maybe something like that. So that area, you can just take up the book and you can just read it again. So that is going to be there in your head forever. Okay. No, even if it's not forever, at least for the next 6 months, so that we can revise it on. Okay. So the first 1.5 hours I've put it for the revision. And then from 8 o'clock, it is getting ready and for the posting. I assume that it is until 3:30. So if it is until 3:30, so since nobody is responding, which is very disheartening, uh, I'm assuming it to be 3:30. So yeah, you can see it in the presentation itself that from 3:30 to 4:30, it is tea and uh, recreation, whatever it is. And I really wanted to know how many of you are day scholars, how many of you are hostelers, because day scholars, it might take some more time for them to reach home. So I just wanted to know all of that. Okay, anyways. So 3:30, uh, yeah, to 4:30 for tea and some relaxation time. And then from 4:30 to 6:30, that is continuously 2 hours for studying. So for those of you who cannot retain their attention for those 2 hours with one single subject, we have formulated a timetable subject-wise, where you can juggle two subjects that can be connected and studied. Okay, I have formulated a subject-wise timetable in such a way that there is a set of subjects that can be studied together, which have got connections, which have topics that overlap, so that it is kind of revision also will happen. So that I'll show you. So you can use that 4:30 to 6:30 to time to study, not maybe one subject or two subjects or whatever that is convenient for you. And then you have your bath, dinner, prayer time. Then again, 7:30 to 9 study time, and then break. Then the last few hours before bed, like 9:30 to 11, again study. So by with this timetable, you are able to dedicate 5 hours of your day towards study. And I would recommend highly that at least 4 hours you will have to dedicate towards study. Then only you will be able to complete the portions as prescribed. Okay, so without any backlogs. So now I have dedicated with this timetable, you are allocating 5 hours of day for study and 1.5 hours for revision. Okay, the initial morning hours for revision. So those who can follow the same timetable, well and good, but make sure that you are in track by the timetable will be provided topic wise and subject wise. Timetable will be provided with the dates and all that, so you make sure that you don't fall behind that. Okay, whenever you study. And for people who go for the clinical postings also, it is okay that you do maybe the revision time in the posting hours, or maybe you can study a new topic during the, you can utilize the time of clinical posting hours also for studying, right? So it doesn't, whatever, whenever you study, you will have to finish off the portions. That is more important. But this is a timetable that I have formulated. And in your timetable, when it is weekly, make sure that you have a buffer day. In the timetable that I have formulated, month-wise distribution of the timetable, there I have made sure that I have put buffer days in between. Buffer day, by meaning buffer day, it is a day which is completely off without any topics assigned for you to study, so that you can finish off the backlogs, whatever that is left behind. Okay. Without, so usually I have put a buffer day after a set of subjects, so that before starting the next set of subjects, you finish off, you remain up to date. Okay, that is how I formulated it. So with regard to subject-wise timetable, this is it. We have decided to give the first 7 months, like, okay, we have a total of 19 subjects. I think most of you would be knowing. So now I've written as 21 subjects because certain topics like oral radiology and certain other like oral histology, they all fall like a separate topic in the dental pulse. So counting all of it, we have 21 subjects. Okay. And the first 8 months, not complete 8 months completely, but 7 months and 1 week will be allocated for the first round of preparation. Remember, it is preparation wherein you will have to read in depth and in detail to get that concepts clear in your mind. Okay, clear with you. If you have any doubts and queries and everything, you will have to, clear it out during this time. Okay, and you will have to make notes of whatever you study during this time. Okay, because then the next 3 months, subsequent months will be for different rounds of revisions. The second and third revision, we have only allocated 2 months of time, because that most likely by October end, by November beginning, you all will be out of the college. You will might have finished your internship, so you will be at home. So you will be able to dedicate more time, not 4 to 5 hours, more than that. And you are nearing the exam also. So you will have to dedicate more time towards studying. So, and yeah, so I would recommend you to, if you are somebody who uh, have succeeded in keeping yourself in track until the first round of revision when you're in college, then I would highly recommend you to sit back at home and dedicate the rest of the 4 months towards your studies. Because going and joining in a new clinic, there will be different problems that you will have to face with. So that will all eat up your time and head. So I don't want you to get distracted with it. But if you are somebody who is so strong and determined and can manage 2 or 3 things at hand, okay, well and good. But otherwise, if you're somebody who have succeeded in keeping in track until the first round of revision, then it is just a matter of 4 more months. Dedicate that time towards your preparation. And once that exam is over, you can, choose to go to work. Okay. And wait for the results. That would be that thing which I would recommend. Yeah. So now this is the timetable. Copies of it will be provided to you. Anyways, this timetable, I've set in a pattern where a set of subjects have been combined together. Okay, they are being combined in a way that they can be connected and studied, like anatomy, general surgery, and oral surgery together. Because, without knowing anatomy, without getting the concepts clear with anatomy, we cannot proceed with general surgery, oral surgery subjects. Anatomy forms the basis of it. So that's why those subjects are clubbed together. And similarly, different subjects have been clubbed together. So this will be the timetable. And I've put in the dates also, which all will be provided to you. So it's like a blueprint of how you have to take in your preparation. So what else can be provided to you? But it is just your duty to follow as per the timetable. Okay. And make sure that you don't fall back. Okay. And utilize the resources that are being provided. The resources, when I say all the resources, live classes, live sessions, the tests, the group, the WhatsApp group, and the mentor me, and everything what you have in your hand, to utilize it to the maximum to bring out the best out of you. So this thing, as you can see, uh, I have formulated the timetable in such a way that after each subject, there is a day off without any, topics or subject that will be dedicated for the test. Okay. Either a live test that is coming in, or maybe there are multiple, papers, previous year question papers, subject wise, that is being there in the site website. So you can just go and click and attend that test. So that one day is meant for that. After every subject, after anatomy, after general surgery, after all the subjects I have allocated, I have just put one day off. And after a set of subjects, I've put buffer days, like 2 or 3 days, depending on you know, the length of the chapters and the volume that has to be studied. So, and for, I think Christmas is the only festival, I mean, or celebration time that is coming up in your preparation time. So that is in that first 8 months. So I've allocated about a week for your Christmas celebration. I think that is more than enough. Okay. So these topics, no, I'm very much open to your suggestions and opinions also, but none of you are turning out with any opinion. But you are always free to text me in the either in the group. It is more ideal because you never know. Many of you would be having the same thoughts. So like it's like promoting each other and learning from each other. So, but if you want, you can text me privately also. Okay, fine. So this is how. And when it comes to the resources, I would always say less is more. Okay. Don't go behind everything that you can see around you. Don't uh you know uh go behind everything. Um yeah, that's coming towards you. You stick on to one particular thing once you decide on it. You take one standard book as MCQ book as your, base book, and maybe Dental Pulse, most commonly followed. And then you should have that one standard book to read on, to get your concepts clear with. That you take as your book, which you have followed in your undergraduate level. Okay. Nothing new you will have to follow. And furthermore, if you are facing any trouble, with a question or something, you always have the faculties. um, you have your college faculties, or you have the faculties at Edentu, where you're free to ask questions. So, and if you can't ask them directly, you can text me, so that if it's something that I know, I'll help you out with that. Or if it is something that I don't know, I'll definitely get back to you with the answers, connecting with our faculties. Okay. So regarding the resources, it is simple. It is like you should have that standard MCQ book, and then one textbook of every subject. Okay. And then you have to start during your preparation time. You will have to make notes of every additional thing that is not there in that MCQ book and synopsis into a, a note form. And for a subject, for anatomy, say specifically, the number of pages of your note shouldn't exceed more than 15. Okay, 15, maximum 20, because if you keep on writing and it's like a textbook, there is no point in making notes. So it is for revision purpose. So make it short and legible and in your own words, so that you will understand. Okay, don't think that I'll borrow the notes of my friend later on. Okay, you will not understand what she has intended to, remember and all that. So make your own notes. That's more important. And be in track. Okay. So how to be in track? As I've already discussed, the most thing that would help you to be in track is the WhatsApp group that we have formed, and make use of the mentor you have in your hand. And of course, live classes, live sessions, daily test is so important for self-evaluation. Okay, attend every daily test that comes in, attend every subject test that comes in, and all the doubt clearing sessions. Okay, by attending these live sessions, live classes and all, if you're not at, you will get to know, or you are not at par with the syllabus or what is given to you. And actually, we can use a WhatsApp group to a great potential, because like we can use it for discussions, we can use it for maybe uh, for a particular topic. If a question is being asked, like we get to know, like when the discussion happens, the fellow beings will get to know where the others are standing, where I am standing. So it all gives inspirations and motivation. So that is all what is it is meant for. And also uh you know maybe when you ask a question, only the other person would be thinking about it. So it's like learning from each other. So what I need to tell you is that make use of all these resources that you have in your hand. Okay. So with that, this is done. We are done with the presentation. And I really wanted to ask you certain questions, like how can we improve the interactions in the WhatsApp group? But since I cannot see any of you, how would I get response for? I think now, if you're all willing, you can unmute and come online with your videos on and giving your suggestions and opinions. And if you're open to discussion, or then we'll close the discussion time now.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay. Hi. How was it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you benefit it? Did you benefit from this system?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you have any? Will you follow timetable? Okay for you to follow?
Ma'am, our clinics will be actually starting at around 8 and it gets over by
8.
2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You can unmute it. Yeah. So now that okay. One more question. Which college you are from?
Ma'am, Indira Gandhi Dental College.
Okay, fine. Okay, so now I got to know that Indira Gandhi, for all those who are from Indira Gandhi Dental College, will have the timing like it would start at 8 and end at 2, right? So you can just reschedule the timetable in a way, like maybe you can study until 7:30, okay, from 6:30 to 7:30, and then it finishes off at 2. So you can start your preparation time from 3 o'clock. Okay, you just take that 1 hour, 2 to 3, you take break. Okay, or maybe from 3:30 you can start your preparation. Okay, 3:30 to 5:30. So accordingly you can plan it. Okay, if you want any help in formulating a timetable, if you find difficulties, you can just text me. Okay, ma'am, this is the problem I'm facing. Or maybe you can text in the group with the problem you are facing, and then I'll help you out with it. So similarly, for when one of you asks address one problem. See, now your problem is a common problem to all those who are from Indira Gandhi or all those colleges who have this timing. So it will benefit everybody, right? So that is why I'm telling you, be open about the, even if it is a small thing, it doesn't, we don't mind. Okay, our aim is to crack this NEET MDS exam, to give in our best. Okay, cracking is the secondary. Okay, first thing is that we should give in our best, right? So what we can do, how we can utilize what is being provided to you, that is more important, right? So can I ask, is anyone else have similar problems with the timetable, like, or anything like that? And what about day scholars? Is anybody out there who reaches home very late and cannot, finds it hard to, you know, find that 4 hours of time to be dedicated towards studies? Pooja, can you just unmute and switch on your video? Okay. How about you, Pooja? Is the timetable okay for you?
Ma'am, we have clinics till 4 p.m.
Okay. When does it start?
8.
8 to 4 it is. Okay. So similarly, okay, I just Where is the timetable? Okay, we should, so when can you get up in the morning?
6:30.
6:30. Okay. So there is no scope. So now the easiest thing that comes in my mind is that try to give in more of your clinical hours, posting hours into your studies. Okay, that is the easiest adjustment that you can do. Okay, what do you do as an intern mostly in your clinical posting? It will be mostly of chit chatting, right? Right, most difference. It is usually used to be like that. Okay, so the easiest way by which you can increase your time of study is to dedicate few of, I don't say that you should completely sit and study that entire 8 to 4, but at least 2 hours in that 8 to 4 you can dedicate towards studies, right? Or solving the question paper. At least try solving the question paper, maybe. There will be previous year questions or daily test that will be coming up. Okay, once you start your preparation. Okay. So once when you start your preparation, like it will be some, the daily test will be some 40 questions. So which should be over in 40 minutes time. So that will be the time that will be given to you. So that you, if you can dedicate 40 minutes of your posting hours, it's well and good. That section is done. Okay. So that is the easiest way by which you can adjust. When do you go to bed?
Ma'am, now 10:30, 11.
You sleep early too. Okay. Okay, so we'll have to figure out. So anyways, like at least 4 hours should be dedicated towards studies. Okay, at least 4 hours and at least 1 hour for revision. That is mandatory. So a total of 5 hours towards study, at least. Okay, that should be there. Okay, now Amrita. Okay, you can switch off the video if you want to, or if you can stay online if you want. Whatever that's your wish. Okay. Amrita, are you there?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Did you benefit from the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, do you have any difficulties like your colleagues? Which college are you from?
Century Dental College, Kasargod.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, what is your timing?
It is 9 to 2:30.
9 to 2:30. Okay, fine. So, it doesn't, it's okay for you to dedicate at least 4 hours, no? 4.5 hours.
Okay.
Right? And another thing which I wanted to ask you all is that I'll put that in the group as well. I strongly advise you all, I mean, request you all to respond to that message when I put in the group. We have to have some interaction time, like where we'll be discussing the difficulties we face with each subject, or maybe I need to get feedback from you. Okay, that discussion time will be solely between me and you all. Like if you face difficulty with a particular topic that has been already covered, if you want a re-session about it, such things we need to that really. Excuse me, somebody has unmute their audio. So yeah, so I want to know when can we arrange weekly once, if it is, or like when do you want the discussion time to be held, and do you want it to be a Zoom meeting or a WhatsApp discussion time? So whatever it is, I want you all to be there in that particular time slot for available for discussion, or one particular day. If it is a WhatsApp chat, through WhatsApp message, we might allocate one particular day every week to send to discuss about these issues, so that we'll get to see these messages in that sometime that day, right? And we can respond to it. So I want to know how you want it. You want it as a Zoom meet like this, or you want to have it at WhatsApp? But I want all of you who are there to respond to things that is happening there. Can I think of arranging a Zoom meet every once in a week? okay, to discuss. Not, you might not have much of your problems now, but then I can make sure that it doesn't go beyond 20 minutes. It only 20 minutes of time is just to make sure that you all are in track. That's all. Like you are following whatever being taught and you are being able to follow the timetable. And if at all somebody has any doubt with regard to any question or with regard to any topic, that can also be discussed in that session, where I'm not guaranteeing you that I know the answer to every question or everything that you ask me, but definitely we'll discuss it and then I'll figure it out and we'll get back to you through the WhatsApp group so that all will get to know about it. Okay. So I'll put it as a poll or I'll put it as a message in the WhatsApp group also. Thank you, Amrita and Pooja, being online because I can see your faces and get to know you. Okay. So if any of you have anything to be discussed furthermore, please feel free to discuss it now or ask me now, or else we'll wind up the session for today because it's already going to be 9. I don't want to take more time. Thank you for being here. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you all benefited from the session. Okay. The timetable and everything will be provided to you. Okay. So thank you. Bye-bye. Good night. Okay.
Madam?
Yeah.
Hello,
Who
madam.
is
Can you
that?
hear me?
Yeah,
Hello?
Pavna. Kirtana.
Madam, we
Kirtana,
have
tell
clinic
me.
from 8 to
8:15 to?
madam?
Yes,
No,
8:15
ma'am.
to?
8 to 2.
Similar to what Indira Gandhi students have told me, right?
Yeah, ma'am. And we have casualty duty also.
Okay, in which department?
In the Department of OMFS at the Government Medical College, Kottayam.
Oh, okay, fine. When you are in surgery department, you have this casualty duty.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. In every month.
Every month.
Every month, 3 to 4 days.
Every month, 3 to 4 days. Okay, fine. So,
Sundays also, sometimes it will be on Sundays. In this month, I have 2 duties on Sundays.
Okay,
It
fine.
will be better if you inform me earlier, the group earlier regarding the meetings you have planned in the
Yeah,
weekend.
sure. Okay, how many days ahead you want me to inform you?
Ma'am, actually, I can't say
Okay.
because
Okay, the casualty duty, what is the timing for the casualty duty?
either day or night.
Okay, you don't know okay, you don't know the timing, no? Okay, fine. So,
In the morning from 6 to in morning from 8 to evening 6, and in the night from 6 to morning 8. That is the schedule.
okay. Yeah, okay, fine. 6 to 8 or 8 to, okay, fine. So,
And those days, probably
yeah,
I won't be able to attend the sessions.
I understand. Okay. So what about live sessions? You will miss the live sessions too?
There is a chance.
Okay. Okay, so we'll figure it out, Kirtana. Anyways, like you try dedicating 4-5 hours. Okay, depending on your schedule. Try dedicating that 5 hours into your studies. And when you miss the sessions, you let me know. And like we'll figure it out. Okay, you just text me. You will get to know when the session is happening and which topic will be discussed, everything prior. Okay. Soon the timetable will be released to you. And this discussion which we are planning, like to get connections, to get that, for the private discussion, that it's all right. Like even we can do a private call also, like to tell you whatever that has happened. Okay, I don't mind doing that. Like for 15 to 20 minutes, um, another day I can dedicate for you to, if you are really interested to do that. Okay, so that doesn't mind. You just tell me when you miss the thing. Okay, then I would announce it in the WhatsApp group only, but I'll not know if you missed it or not. So you just tell me, ma'am, I'll not be able to attend that. So please give me the minutes of it. Okay, then I'll be very glad to even call you or message you the minutes. Okay, so don't worry about the private sessions. Okay, but the classes, if you miss it, you let me know about it. Okay, fine.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And not only Kirtana, anybody who, missed it because of circumstances, you let me know what you have missed and what difficulties you are facing with the timetable or the topics or whatever. You let me know about it so that we'll address the issue. Okay, fine. Only if you open up and you speak like this, that I'll get to know, right? So please be in touch and be open about any simple thing that is stopping you from being in track. Okay. Okay, I think now nobody else has any doubts. If anybody has any doubt or anything, you are always free to text in the group or even message me privately. Again, I'm telling you, I hope the session has benefited you in one way or the other, has motivated you to some extent. If it has motivated you, keep up the spirit until the next session. Okay, fine. Okay, bye. See you. See you all for the next session or in the group. Bye-bye.